And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. And tonight I have the distinct honor to welcome back to the show my boy Fred Hawthorne in the building. How you doing, King?
Man, wonderful, dog. I'm back. I'm back.
I know, man. It's been a minute.
I'm back, dog. I'm back wearing my 4-5 with my 4-5. About to turn 4-5. You know what I mean? I'm literally about to turn 45 this year. I got a 4-5 on my
Oh
head,
man,
and I'm
you young
MJ.
ass.
I'm MJ in the garden, about to drop a double nickel on him. Let's go.
What's up, man? I see you still hype. You still hype.
Yeah,
Like
I'm feeling good,
you,
dog.
when you rich, bro, you gotta be feeling good.
Yeah, man, and it just feels good to live in purpose. You know, it
I'm not mad at that.
it feels amazing to when you know you can literally bend matter and time. You know what I mean? And I'm in a space in my life where purpose supersedes anything tangible. Nothing tangible in my life supersedes what I'm supposed to do in an amount of time that I have right now, you know. And I I believe checks and balances is one step closer to the apex of my purpose, you know, as as my alchemy, as they would say, you know. I'm forever the alchemist, you know. So and here I am.
So since you brought it up, let's talk about it, man. What's checks and balances about?
Man, it's the film is the conversation that's in every barbershop when a cop kills a black person. It's the mindset of every protester that feels powerless, but believe they have to do something. It's the single mother that has to work till 6 and prays that her son gets home safe because he walks home and he's a latchkey kid. And it embodies all those emotions and all those characters. And Mr. and Mrs. Xavier Jones are high school sweethearts, and they've met in front of the Parliament, Harlem, USA, and they make a pact to graduate from high school and then go to Howard University. Upon graduating from Howard University, they make a pact to become doctors and right the wrongs that's happened in the black community. So all these conversations about I gotta go get that cop. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, go get them. And they're not poor righteous teachers. They're not telling you who's the first man to ever exist is black. They're not led by white supremacist ideologies. They're led by purpose.
Mm-hmm.
They're led by trust in one another. And checks and balances is ultimately going to rattle everybody's emotional, physical, and intellectual cage that they have. And it's ultimately going to challenge the cowards. And it's going to take the courageous people. It's going to inspire the courageous people to take 2 or 3 steps forward, you know. And I ultimately can't wait, man. And it's made in the vein of Nat Turner. I honestly believe my ancestors would be proud. Martin Luther King would have hated this film in 1963 and would have advocated for in 1967.
Okay, I got you.
I believe Malcolm X, this is one of the films that he ultimately would have loved to be an executive producer on, you know. Nat Turner would have begged me to be the lead character in this film, you know. Harriet Tubman would have wrote the script for this, you know. It's that alkaline as it pertains to our ancestors and their ultimate wishes, and it carves off all the fat of the white liberals narrative, like how they say our ancestors died for the right to vote. No, they died for freedom. And checks and balances gives us a glimpse as to what freedom looks like. And May 19th, you guys see the link below. May 19th, it drops. Malcolm X. It drops on Malcolm X's birthday. Malcolm X was born 8:29 Pacific Standard Time, so it's going to drop at 8:59 Pacific Standard Time. All my money, all the resources that I could ever ask for is in this film, and no No traditional money tapped into this. This is all Frederick Hawthorne's. And the reason why I say that is because the movie ends how we want it to end. You know, uh, they told us to believe in Wakanda, but Wakanda got colonized. People fighting over, oh, he's Martin Luther King. Oh, that other one is Malcolm X. Oh, that one is Tupac. That one is Biggie. That got y'all believing those narratives, man. People dressing up to watch black people get colonized. And and
I
it
mean, but but that's okay though, bro. Like, why is that necessarily? And not necessarily to watch people get colonized. I don't think
Mhm,
that was people's intent,
mhm.
But it was to celebrate the fact that a whole movie was directed by us and starred us in a positive light.
And well, what you're saying is, I'm proud to be an employee. Disney got all the money. Disney,
We can't
Dis-
all be Dame Dash, bro.
no, it's not Dame Dash. Yes, you can. Yes,
Not
you
everybody. You got to
no,
have workers.
no, and that's partnerships. That's partnerships. Wakanda, all Wakanda did
Hmm.
was make the finish line longer. They're gonna if people with money see see the ability to monetize us, they're gonna monetize us, and they're gonna create this narrative to make you say that. I genuinely believe that if we want to fix where we're at,
Hmm.
I think we genuinely need to start betting on ourselves and getting a job with Disney, who owns Marvel. Uh, just makes you just it's the same thing as black people working in the Ford plant. It's the same thing as black people working for Google. It's the same thing. It's just that it's more polarizing to be an actor. It's more polarizing when 20 million people watches you, I guess, on opening night or something like that.
Hmm.
So but at the end of the day, you're still an employee. You know what I mean? And more so than that, you are you are enriching the same people in which you go to the barbershop and or the salon to get your hair done and complain about.
I mean, I can't argue that point,
Mhm,
but there's an argument to be made that no matter what you do, if you are a resident of the United States, you
mhm.
are enriching them in some way. But what I have seen
Right.
is brothers and sisters use Ford and Chrysler or whatever plant or whatever job as a springboard to get
I
closer to
agree with
what you're
that.
saying.
I and
So I guess it would depend on the what you do with the means.
right,
What is
right,
your end goal? If you just if and there's nothing wrong with saying I want to work at X company, retire, and go build a farm, whatever. You just want to work for that particular
right,
company. I'm not opposed to that, but I get exactly what you're saying,
right.
and it's true. But another thing you brought up as far as the couple is that, and I think it's overlooked significantly in our community, is the discriminatory practices in healthcare.
Mm,
That like a doctor over his career has screwed over more black people than any cop could dream of doing, and that shit goes under the radar. And I've seen it firsthand because I've been in the healthcare industry for decades.
mhm,
And those of us, those black folks that are in healthcare, I see advocate for brothers and sisters who don't even know that we advocating for them.
mhm,
And this sad part about it is that we get treated like dirt, man.
mhm,
But until we wake up and see how bad the racism is towards our healthcare, we're gonna always be screwed. That's something we need. I don't see no brothers or sisters building hospitals in the states. I do know a brother that built a hospital in Ghana actually.
mm,
It's a brother from Ghana, came over here, made a shitload of money, and built a hospital back home. We need to be doing more of that.
mm,
That and I'm seeing more of us educate our own than at any point. Well, I will say, growing up in Detroit, because it was such a huge percentage of black people, most of my teachers were black,
mm,
principals black. You know, the superintendent of schools typically was black. You know, so you got a chance to see that power structure in our hands to some extent.
Right.
So, um, damn, bro, like why don't you? So you're never gonna take like Hollywood money. Like if
I,
they come to you and say, "I can give you $100 million for," and you can make whatever film you want to make.
it's not taking the money, it's the
Hmm.
power. See, people people think money is power. No, giving money is power. You
Mm,
understand? Like if I
mm,
give you $20,000, no, the man that gives you the money still has the right to outbuy you. If he gives you 100 million, that means he's worth $1 billion.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
facts.
So
Yes.
and he controls the prongs in which you need to navigate that $100 million. So at the end, it's not the I'm putting myself in absolute power.
Hmm.
That's what I'm doing. And if I were to make a deal with anybody that's perceived as the status quo elite,
Hmm.
they have to be beneath me. They have to be an employee of Frederick Hawthorne. They can't be, oh man, you got to no. I have absolute power. And I understand partnerships. That's not
Hmm.
a problem because I'm in a partnership right now with the school. My son goes to a public school. You know what I mean? So that's a partnership. You understand?
Hmm.
I understand all of that. Uh, but in terms of selling my talents, no, they'll never get those. They'll never get those. I understand um the reality of this. I understand how to protect my last name.
Hmm.
Um, there can't be no infestation of people who can make decisions in my house but me. And uh, and I'm literally going to stand on that. Um, so yes, partnerships, yes,
Hmm.
and they would have to be treated as an employee. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and
I feel you on that too.
I'm unwavering on that.
I'm not mad at that. Who
Uh-huh.
who stars in the movie?
Ooh, yeah, we got Charleston White who stars in the film.
Why him?
Um,
Polarizing guy.
very polarizing, and because he came on my platform and I interviewed him and he said something, and we're having a conversation about the Nation of Islam and Malcolm X, and I was like, and when I was writing, I was like, I need him, and he does a great job in his role. Um, and he's exceptional. We got Miss Parker from Friday. We got Jerome Roe Brooks from the Have and the Have Nots, who plays the lead,
Hmm.
and we have Jasmine Hester, who plays his wife, and and she they're just exceptional, man. They're in love. You would think that they are a real couple in real life. Um, Phew, the amount of trust that is portrayed on screen between those two. I told them little black girls are going to be her for Halloween
Mm.
because uh, the amount of grace, gratitude, sensuality, trust, intellect, street savviness, love of self, love of husband, and executing her purpose for the world to see. Um, she exudes all that. She is extremely talented. I am grateful to have her. Uh, and she's a great talent, man. And this will, this role, for her to take on this role,
Mm.
whew, because it goes against every Hollywood script ever. Like if I would have took this script to Hollywood, they would have changed the middle and the ending.
Mm.
They would have made it more romantic. We lovey dovey, and it definitely wouldn't have had that ending. Um, but
You seem like you absolutely love doing this film, bro. Let me ask,
whew,
is this a passion or is this a business model?
it's both. It's both. It's both. I'm exchanging money for good, so it is a business. And Moreover, it's purpose, man. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. It's fearlessness gives birth to fearlessness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doctors beget doctors, right? Uh Basketball players beget basketball players, right? LeBron James, his son became a basketball player, a very good basketball player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Bonds created Barry Bonds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fearless men like myself create more fearless men. And that's what I know I'm doing, uh, especially with this film. I know that people are going to be taken back because what you will see in checks and balances you've never seen on camera before.
Mm-hmm.
Never, never, not and never, 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 not never. You've never seen it. You've thought it, but you've never seen it. And uh I truly, truly can't wait till May 19th, 8:30 p.m. People got to wait till 8:30 p.m. And when have you ever seen a film be alkaline to its ancestors? You've never seen a film in the history of cinema be alkaline to its ancestors.
And when you say that, what do you mean?
I shot the film on February
Mm-hmm.
20th, the day Frederick Douglass passed. I
Mm-hmm.
shot it on I shot it February 21st, the day the Nation of Islam murdered Malcolm X, and I released it May 19th, the day Malcolm X was born. Who has a rollout like that? Have you ever seen a rollout like this? Have you ever seen someone be this courageous?
And I thought it was proven that they did not. Just throwing that out there.
Uh, who?
That the Nation of Islam did not murder Malcolm X.
You haven't done your research on it then?
I have not done the research
Okay,
that
we
you
haven't
have,
done.
and I'm
Well,
completely
it's
confident in that.
you're what?
I know I haven't done the research that you have. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's
I
documented.
know I
It's
know how much Malcolm X means to you.
no, this is just facts. And yes, he means a
Mhm.
lot to me. It's facts. The Nation of Islam will say it. Wesley Muhammad says it. The Nation of Islam murdered Malcolm X. They came from Mosque 25, went across the George Washington Bridge, pulled up at the Autobahn, and murdered the man. It's a fact. It's no secret.
I ain't gonna debate it, bro. I'm not smart enough.
That's
I'm
fine.
just going off of what I've seen from reports back in the I don't know what year
Well, it's
that was, a couple
2022
years ago.
now. You got to get
Yeah.
the updated version. You got to get updated version 3.0.
And you know what? At this point, and I guess I'm just one of those people that, like I truly wish that the brother could have, lived a long, beautiful life. It's unfortunate what happened to him, but I also don't dismiss the greatness that the nation has done for a lot of people. And I got friends in the nation.
Well, and that's why you're speaking like that. Show me a hospital. Show me a
Show me.
bank. Show me a nation. I'm using your words. Context is important. Show me a nation. Show me the
Um.
water. No, show me the water source.
Well,
No,
I
show
can't.
me the water source.
I can't show you
Show
any
me the
of that per
manufacturing
se.
plants. It's a nation, right? Go
Depends
define
on
nation. Go define nation. Go to Google and define nation. Show me a nation.
what I can show you is thousands of brothers that went to the penitentiary, a shitty person, and came out a great person that have benefited their communities in a lot of ways.
Well,
So I can't take, I don't care if you pray to a pink elephant. If that makes you a better human being, then keep praying to that pink elephant. And I believe that the nation has helped fix a lot of people over the years that were broken.
well,
And
I
that's a fact. Like you can't deny the greatness that they have done, but I don't want to make the whole conversation about
no,
the
and that's
nation.
fine, and that's fine because I don't care what we talk about. It's fine.
I
I'm
know
just
you
happy
don't,
to be
bro.
in your presence. It's see, you got to have a conversation in truth and not narrative. You've been taught that they taught a lot of people, but how about if they taught
I
people?
haven't been taught. I've seen, bro.
But how about if they did that to poison you? They set you up to be poisoned.
They get you off of drugs to poison you.
No, no. How does the Nation of Islam don't get you off of drugs? You get
Well,
yourself off of drugs.
they assist you in your path. It's just like I've never been a fan of the church. But I've never been one to say, well, the church just ain't shit. Because I have also seen people close to me that went to a church a not good person and came out of that church a much better person. Now, whatever they did to that person, whatever they scriptures they read, I don't know. I wasn't privy. I didn't sit next to them. I didn't take they path with them. All I know is that before their interaction with the particular church, they were not a good person and came out healthier.
Yeah.
I gotta respect that.
Yeah. So I can't speak for other people. And so I'm gonna digress
Mm-hmm.
because I would rather have a conversation based off facts instead of opinion. So if people say that the Nation of Islam healed them,
Mm-hmm.
then that's fine. Just like Malcolm said, Elijah Muhammad is still, but he also is still whatever he was, cleaned him up or whatever. But when in fact it's already, I believe it's already in you. Everyone else is just and should be exchanging assets. You understand? There's no such thing of one person fixing another man. That is literally impossible. You know, and so when you speak from a
I agree with you on that.
when you speak from a pragmatic perspective, no one heals nobody, because if you say you are alkaline with God, it's impossible for you to take credit. So that's why when you speak of the Nation of Islam, they're speaking as earthlings. I did this, I did that. Imagine if your mom said, I fed you, I just
Oh,
bought you those socks, I
my
bought
mother
you those
did.
underwear.
My mother has told me that before.
No, but she doesn't. She doesn't give a stump speech at every dinner and says, "I cleaned you up."
No.
No, that's just preposterous from that perspective. Because if you believe in God, then you say God did it. So that tells you that it's a man-made religion if they're telling you a man did that, and that's just being pragmatic. That's just having an understanding of common sense. That doesn't take a college degree. That doesn't take a YouTube university or DeVry or going to prison. There's a reason why they're littered with people who've gone to prison. There's a reason why. Ask me why.
Oh, I just thought you was going to tell me. Go ahead. Why?
It's called government contracts. They want you to come out and be an impotent black male. Nation of Islam has no power. Then the government is paying the Nation of Islam to teach these people their version of Islam. Do you think that they're paying them to take over the government, or paying them to keep them making lower wages and keeping them in that mindset? Government don't make mistakes.
Man, apparently I have come across completely different individuals in the nation than you have, and that's possible.
Yeah, and there are outliers. There are great people in the Nation of Islam. Just like there was great people in Hitler's army. Just like there are great people.
That's not even close, bro.
Yeah, I'm just no. It is a fair comparison when
How?
you talk about groups of people who've done bad. The Nation of Islam murdered Malcolm X.
Those are individuals who did bad. That you're blaming every predecessor of those individuals and every person after those individuals for their actions. You're blaming them. It can't be everybody's fault.
Well, it's the leader's fault. And who are they worshiping? A man who's fucking every woman all across America. Who's fucking all these women, having all these kids.
Oh, come on, bro.
You don't want to? Do you want to have a conversation about truth, or do you want to have a conversation that fits your comfort level?
Both, because okay. I feel that again, I try to look at the totality of an individual. Like there's some dudes I know that sold a shitload of drugs, but changed and did a lot more.
He didn't change. He died a charlatan.
Let me finish,
okay,
bro.
Sure. Sorry.
That have done more good than harm. I think in every individual, first off, life is not a journey you take alone. Life is an accumulation of journeys that intersect. Now, whether that's a good intersection or a bad intersection, I can't speak for you, but we all intersect in some way.
Right.
So to say that someone doesn't have, no, they didn't heal you. They didn't come down and, God just touched you on the forehead, healed you. But they were maybe an integral part in your process of healing. So I tend to, if you collect those, like I feel the Nation of Islam has, then I'm going to give you credit as an organization for facilitating a lot of healing. Not that you've healed people personally, and I can't say that I've been to every mosque or have been to every sermon that they've given. When I have went, it didn't. Like I went and saw Farrakhan speak before, and he didn't talk about, well, I healed person A. He said, Elijah Muhammad facilitated the healing of person A, or God facilitated the healing of person A, or Jesus. You know, that was just what I took from it. I enjoyed seeing a bunch of black folks dressed up beautifully, smelling good, and it wasn't what I was accustomed to as far as a religious intake. I didn't, like I've been to church and I've always wondered about the speaking in tongues. That was always something for me because I had a bad experience as a kid. But I've also seen, again, like I've also seen people change into greatness, but completely off topic from that, because I don't want to spend a whole hour talking about the Nation of Islam, even though I could. Um, will Fred ever do a comedy?
Yeah, I at some point maybe, has a purpose. I'm not gonna be Kevin Hart in a purple dress. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna
I
be
feel you on that.
I'm not gonna be LeBron James carrying a Birkin bag. I'm not gonna be Floyd Mayweather in high heel boots. Nah, we ain't doing that type of comedy. I'm not no. I'm not doing nothing like that.
I wouldn't expect that.
No. At some point, yeah, I could definitely could see myself doing a comedy with purpose. You
And
know?
are you writing everything that you put out, or
Yeah,
do you have
yeah.
writers?
I have help. I have help.
Okay.
I have great help, and yeah, I have great help. But um, yeah, I have a idea team that turned into a writing team per se.
Mhm.
Mhm,
So you got, like, I've never really written anything outside of papers for other that I was required to write.
mhm.
So do you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Bam, I got an idea. Let me call so and so, and we'll kick it around. Or do you
No,
just get up and write?
no, it's basically life experiences. Life
Mm,
experiences control your pen. So, um, if I'm having a conversation with you and I'll be like, "Yeah, that should be in the script. That's a great idea." Then it's 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365. It's the the script is always alive. It's never dead. Once you commit to it, it's
mhm.
always alive. Like even on the last day of filming, the last hour, the last moment of filming, it's still alive. Y- You know what I'm
So you
saying?
changing shit up until the last minute. Do you change even after the filming is done, like in the editing room? You think about going in there with one way, and then as you see things, you're like, you know what? Let's try this.
Not with this film because this film was directed flawlessly. I would love to pat myself on the back for this shit. Man, man, this film was extraordinarily directed, man. And you know why it was extraordinarily directed?
Why is that?
Because I did the work before we said action. You know,
Mm.
the actors, the DP, sound. It just worked out amazing. No one was late. Everyone was on time. Everyone was paid well. Um, it was just a great experience, man. It was like a 2-day family, and uh, it's gonna change, man. This gonna shake the room, man. Oh man,
I mean, you already you got a shitload of awards,
uh-huh.
or been nominated for a lot of shit. How
Yeah.
many films have you done so far?
I don't know. Uh, I don't know. More than 5. Uh,
Really?
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm not in the counting, but more than 5. I
Okay.
don't know exactly. Uh-huh.
Are they all on, like where, if I want to check your portfolio out, where do I go?
Yeah. Yeah, documentaries. Yeah, you can Google my name, it'll pop up somewhere. And
Okay.
um yeah, they've done well, man. I've done well. The last film, Nine Wives, was in, as you just speaking of, was in over 30 film festivals. We won more than a few, and was a finals and so many of them. Nine Wives that I spoke of about, uh Mr. Charlatan Muhammad, aka Elijah Muhammad.
I'm not gonna do that, bro. Let's no, we're not gonna call him that, bro. Let's we
Uh,
gonna keep it moving. I feel you on having your opinion, but
why can't you?
I
Are you
can't do that,
interviewing
bro.
me, or I gotta abide by your? I gotta abide by your intellectual context. Like, where are we? Where
I
are we?
guess you know what? It's my morality. It's not even. It's not even about. I'm not the smartest guy.
Uh huh.
It's just, and it's not just him. Like I interviewed brother Ben X once,
Yeah.
um,
Why?
and he made it, huh?
I mean, he can have his own opinion. They're gonna call me an
Well,
agent. They're gonna call me. I work for the white man. They're gonna say whatever they want about me. You're interviewing them to get their perspective, and that's my
eh,
perspective. And
that's true, but every at least I would like to think every good interviewer or every good host also is a person first. And there's certain things like I'm not like if somebody gets up here and starts calling women bitches, I don't really care what you call them on your platform or on your social media. I'm not going to try to legislate anything you do in your personal space. But now we're in my space. So I would not like angrily be like, hey man, don't call women bitches. But that's not something that I personally would tolerate. I got daughters. It doesn't go over well with me.
yeah.
That's not intellectual. That's just a moral stand on my part. And so with religion, and I guess you know what, like I'll tell you why. I lost my mother a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
And my mother was huge in the church. And she would always be like, baby, would you go to the church with me? And I was not into the church. And I looked down on it. I noticed the good that it did for her, but I was more focused on the negatives that I thought that it did for other people. And it's just been a real regret since I lost her that
Mhm.
I didn't share that experience with her. And I think to an extent that plays a big role in why I just don't want to, I don't know how to put it. I don't like when people like shit on other religions.
Or how about just simply just tell the truth? You don't like the truth?
Sometimes I don't.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well,
I'm,
that's
and I don't think I'm unique in that. I think that a lot of us say we want the truth all the time, but we don't.
well, I think you better. I mean,
I think you are one of those rare people that have no problem with with your truth, which you see as the truth all the time, or my truth either. Like I've watched barbershop conversations a million times,
uh-huh.
and it's you you don't mind other people pushing back at all, no matter what the pushback is,
Mm.
and that's rare, bruh. Just like most of us won't admit that we don't want the truth all the time. I've seen a lot of people, man, oh, I live by the truth. I blah, 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 blah. Then when somebody say something, oh, well, I don't really want to hear that shit.
Right.
I'm just being honest with you and saying,
Right.
no, I don't want to.
All right.
There's sometimes I don't want the truth. You know, it may not sit well with me. It moves my spirit to the wrong way. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Am I wrong for that?
Uh, ultimately, because you're supposed to be a vessel of a higher power. You're supposed to be a a uh, a card carrying higher power member, and you're not supposed to allow man-made ideals
Mm-hmm.
to uh, facilitate your steps, your ideology. If my son commits murder, I'm not hiding him in the basement. I'm calling the police.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I live by. Um, I
Without any no context at all. What if there were like really extenuating
no, it's
circumstances?
no. I don't know what those circumstances. I'm just making A and B. Uh,
Okay.
my son commits a crime. He's going to jail,
Mm.
and that's just the reality of it, man. And because he is my child, and we're both sons of God, who whatever
Mhm.
religion you believe in. And how can I get to heaven by harvesting Satan? And that's why I'm in my child's life every day. Every day. The interview, we had to move it to 3:30 because I pick up
Mm-hmm.
my son at 2:30.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? Every day I'm in front of the school at 2:30, at 2:25, 2:20. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when I get done with this interview, I'm going to the kitchen table and we're gonna do homework. You
That's what's
know,
up.
so I am taking the steps so he can be what he wants to become. I'm not raising him to be a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm raising him to kill his dreams. I'm raising him to be a connoisseur of purpose. And I believe I'm doing a great job, but I'll never know
Mm-hmm.
until he got to make
Yeah.
consistent independent decisions, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And my greatest fear is knowing I have to leave him, and
Oh.
my greatest urge, my greatest love is knowing that I can set a great table for him. So that fear serves that duality, and like, get it done, Fred. Get 2 movies out in 9 months, and by December, January, you got to have the next film out. You know what I mean? Keep going, keep
Mm-hmm.
going. And that's ultimately where I'm at, um and it's a very engaging ride that I'm on, because it's an engaging ride with integrity. It's an engaging ride with, like, uh being aloof,
Mm-hmm.
being wasteful, and it's it's a beautiful thing when you're accountable to yourself, you know
Yeah.
like, you know you said 3:30. I was here at 3:30. I don't know why you text me, you know what I mean, but I was
Habit.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I
it's,
said
a,
3:30, I'll be here at 3:30, and
it's a habit. My
I'm
bad.
not worried about it. I'm making light of the situation. But it's just imperative that we um honor our purpose, man. Like, we go through life honoring someone else's last name. You know what someone else's last name is? Google. Who do you work for? Uh, uh, Starbucks. Who do you work for? The government. Who do you work for? That's someone else's last name. You spend 12
Mm,
hours a day honoring someone else's last name, not
mm,
yours. I'm
mm.
gonna make my last name is gonna live through perpetuity. Not because we're gonna keep on having kids, but because we can financially and physically impact this world, and it has no choice but to grow. It's not because it's going to be in my living trust. It's going to be because what I've instilled in those living beings, my son and my daughter. and
Oh man.
and that's why we're going to live forever. I don't believe my son is going to go out and go to Vegas and blow all the money. I don't believe that, because I'm not instilling that in him.
I
I
feel
I
you, man.
I believe my son is going to say, you know what, unclogging these drains. I don't want to unclog drains. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn daddy's real estate into a business building, a business park. If you don't want to unclog drain, take it to the next level.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
that's the genius of it.
That is the
And
beauty of it.
the beauty of it is he has that intellectual freedom.
Yo, you know what the dopest shit is, bro?
Uh-uh.
Grandkids.
Mm-hmm. And you have one now, yeah?
I've got 6.
Oh yeah, that's
I did not. I didn't even. As a young man, I'm like, I'm never having kids. I ended up having 3 daughters.
uh-huh.
Seeing them grow into women with their own children is a fucking trip.
Right.
Like, you do the best, like you say, you do everything that you can. You do the best you can. No, there is no such thing as a perfect parent.
Yeah.
Um,
Never.
but you try to create people that are better than you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And to see my daughters like at their age, way more advanced than I was at their age,
Mm-hmm.
is a beautiful thing. Flip side is seeing them do dumb shit. Oh, And you're not gonna avoid doing dumb shit.
Mhm.
It's just like my thing was everybody's gonna do dumb shit. Don't do unfixable shit. Like you say, we didn't raise them to go out and murder nobody. You know, do they speed? Have they gotten a ticket? Yes. Shit like that. It's hasn't been anything, any huge
Yeah.
transgression, but you feel some type of way, and learning that you have to shut up
Mhm.
when they become adults is so difficult.
Right.
At least it was for me.
Right.
You know.
And and I personally don't even entertain people who say, "Well, what if your child well, you grew up without a mother or father, huh?" Well, what if your child does this? Oh, you was a latchkey kid, huh? Oh, what if? Oh, your sister got pregnant at 16, huh? Nah, we ain't. I don't have those expectations. I don't even feed that energy in my head. I'm feeding my kids to be free. The only way they can be great is if they're free. That's it. The quicker you get to your purpose is through freedom. It ain't through a motherfucking car. It ain't through a job. It ain't through a gazillion dollars. It's freedom.
Hmm.
Imagine going on the reason why people go on vacation to be free.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was childhood like for you then?
The opposite. The opposite. I had a great grandfather, man. My grandfather's the greatest man I knew, and
Mm,
my grandfather kept my family together. Drugs and alcohol rampant, man. I knew how to sell food stamps at 4 years old, man. You know what I mean? I knew how to weigh weed at 5. You know what I mean? I was robbing apartment buildings at 4 or 5 and 6 years old, climbing through windows, it wasn't. I was the last cousin. I
mhm,
was the last cousin and male cousin. And so I was the youngest. So I was their gimme pig. You know what I mean? I knew no better. I was a
mhm,
latchkey kid, and um um so with that being said, just think about all the stuff I had to unlearn.
mm.
You get what I'm saying?
At
It,
what point did you decide I'm gonna untrain myself and then retrain myself?
it comes with accountability. It comes with personal accountability. Like I always say on my platform, yeah, I like strip clubs. I like that. I don't glorify it. Yeah, I want to be financially successful. I don't glorify that though. I said everyone should have a paper bag. Keep it in a paper bag. Don't glorify the shit,
Hmm.
but you can be that. Like because you're human, you're flawed. But
Yeah,
don't like gang banging. People glorify gang culture. I think it's asinine.
I would agree.
I
I
think
I understand it, but I agree with you. Like I think we agree
you
what
just
on Snoop.
You just you
I
just said
qualified it.
but you just said Hitler was not a good person. So what the hell is a gang leader?
I'm being a hypocrite.
Okay, that's fair. But I just think,
You're absolutely right though, bruh.
yeah, like we talk about the KKK. The KKK, you know what the KKK did? Protect their lineage.
Mhm.
That's what their main job was. They didn't
Hmm.
just kill black people.
You know it.
They gotta protect their bloodline. You know what Bloods and Crips do? Kill our fucking bloodline.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And it takes grandfathers like you who has 6 grandkids and 3 beautiful daughters say, nah, 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 homie. Nah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's cornball shit.
Yeah.
That
And, and,
shows
and
weakness. The
if you
fact that
talk to gangbangers, they don't want their kids to gangbang
because you know why?
because they know deep down what they're doing is wrong.
Because we're spiritual beings moonlighting as human beings. That's why.
Mm,
That's why. And they've and most gangbangers gangbang. You know why? Because they've run out of intellectual capital. They've run out of the way to figure shit out.
mm,
That's why. That's why. So the apex of their figuring shit out is what? Robbing me, leaving the bank, robbing your daughter because they watched her pick up your grandchild at 3:13 every day.
mm,
That's the apex of their intellect. That's their apex of problem solving. Because if you tell a gangbanger, go to Hollywood and be an actor, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go to Hollywood and be an actor. And now they figured out a way how to create income. They figured out solutions.
So is there a solution for that? And let me backtrack a little bit because I felt to some type of way. Like again, this was another one of my many hypocritical moments. I'm watching the Super Bowl and I see Snoop in a full-on Crip rag, Crip walking. Now, I grew up in that era. Doggy Style is top 5 albums of all time for me. But I also felt horrible that it was like a Crip commercial. And no, that respectfully to Crips out there, I don't got nothing against Crip. Well, yeah, I guess I do.
You ain't got nothing against Crips.
I had to check myself.
Stop interviewing me in fear. Stop interviewing me.
I had to check myself. I do. I'm not a fan of gang banging in period, but I found myself enjoying the entertainment aspect, but realizing the social aspect was horrible. I can't be the only person out there that had a duality in looking at that, and I know for a fact I'm not the only person out there that had
I had no duality in that. None.
So you just thought it was just horrible.
Yes, it was horrible because 100 million people watched it, and that's just in America.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm not endorsing that.
I'm not arguing with you on that one.
I called because they were at their grandmother's house. So I called the grandfamily. I said, "Are they watching the Super Bowl?" I said, "Send them to the back room. I don't want them watching this halftime show. It's disgusting. We got to honor the greatness. This is how bamboozled we are." Beyonce got a song, "All my single ladies, all my single ladies." She's never been single.
Where's she been?
She's been with Jay-Z since she was 19.
Yeah. Might have been earlier than that, to be quite honest.
Cardi B, I'm the 2 top women. WAP, right? She's married.
That she is.
They done tricked everybody. They got the married woman telling her that you would believe Beyonce is in the club. She ain't in the club. She's changing diapers.
Yeah. And at this point, I don't know if they tricking people or people have tricked themselves.
Man, come on, man. Stop. Yes.
It's like you said, accountability. People that are listening to this, you have to be accountable also.
Yes, it's accountability. But guess what? It's a plan. That song has to get approved.
I agree. Yeah, that's absolute true. And you know what? I interview. Are you familiar with the the hieroglyphics, but more specifically, Jesus Christ, 93 to Infinity.
No, but go ahead.
Okay, we're a rap group back in the 90s, and
dope.
So I interviewed one of the guys, and he was saying he was sitting in their record label's office when the call came down from whomever that the narrative of hip hop was to change from that moment on. That there, and I had heard rumors or whatever about there being an orchestrated effort, but he was the first person that was in the room that I was able to talk to that could tell me with absolute certainty there was actually an orchestrated plan to go from Tribe Called Quest to everything NWA.
Right.
And it was crazy to actually hear somebody verify that shit. They were told because they weren't like a violence laden hip hop group. And they were told that if they don't start adding guns and butter to their shit or go completely G-rated, that they were going to be dumped from their contract.
Man, when you know better, you do better, man. And he got the information. I wish he had said it sooner. I wish iPhones was back then in 90, whatever it was, but it's not. And now he has to spread that information, man. And it's ultimately important. Like, you have the right to change in the moment. Don't let no one tell you, "Oh, you wasn't like that yesterday." Okay.
You're not supposed to.
Neither was your hairline. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, I think people ridicule people for elevating or attempting to elevate. Yeah,
True.
you're gonna fail. Yeah, we're mortal. Like I understand that, and I think when we don't acknowledge growth, we die.
Mm.
That's why your granddaughter runs to you when she draws that picture. That's growth to her. That's
That
growth.
is.
You
Yes.
acknowledge the growth.
Yes.
You
And
know,
she wants to celebrate that with you.
yeah, exactly my point. So if you don't acknowledge growth, you're gonna have to acknowledge death.
Mm.
And gang banging acknowledges death because that kid did no one acknowledge growth in that kid when he was 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old. And parents got to start understanding this.
Mm.
And by the way, I was teacher of the year. I was Mr. Everything as a teacher. And what I noticed was parents only took days off when a child was in trouble.
Man.
I told my parents, I taught special ed high school. I- if they failed in my classroom, they went to YA. They went to jail.
Really?
Yeah, they all had probation officers. Every student in my classroom had a probation officer. Now,
Wow.
I told the parents, if you only come when they're in trouble, you're going to be in the courtroom real soon.
You're
If you
reinforcing them being in trouble.
Yes, if you come to have lunch with them, if you come when they pass a test, if you come, we did a play. If you come for rehearsal for the play,
Hmm.
you come to the picnics that we have. Guess what you're gonna have? You're gonna have a son. You're gonna have a daughter.
Hmm.
And guess what? I had parent. Imagine having parent participation in a special ed high school classroom at a continuation high school. That's what I had.
Hmm.
That's unheard of nationwide. Because part of the reason why they are in continuation high school because of the lack of parenting,
Hmm.
because of the lack of structure. So on the way home is their structure. They walk home every day, they see the same thing every day.
Yeah.
They see graffiti, they see liquor stores, and ultimately they see warm-blooded human beings with their pants halfway off their ass smoking weed. 3 niggas and 1 girl. They see that visual every day. So the 13th day, they say, hey, can
Hmm.
I hang out with y'all? Oh yeah, this is Duarte Threse. And guess what? They become a gang member. So everything that's not at home,
They're gonna find.
everything, everything, every nourishing thing that you're supposed to embed in a human being, they believe they're gonna get it from them, but
Yeah.
they're not.
No.
And the biggest reason why they're not, because they have nothing to compare it to. That's
Hmm.
why you say your auntie make the best macaroni and cheese, because you have something to compare it to. Most gang members doesn't have a male figure in their life to compare it to. So
Yeah.
that's why they acknowledge the 27-year-old G that just got out who did 5 years. They think that's a man.
Man.
So that's why parenting and being great and being a great teacher is so important.
Why'd you quit?
I got laid off. First to get hot, last to get hired, first to get fired. It was a numbers game. You know what I mean? It was a numbers game, and I got a day. I got a day after me in Duarte. There's a whole day. I got to acknowledge the mayor. I got a whole certificate somewhere. I probably lost it somewhere. I was 25, 26 years old. But the point I want to make is we got to be men, because guess what? That kid is going to walk by you one day that we just talked about.
Hmm. And how's that interaction gonna be?
And that's the question. How is that interaction going to be?
Yeah.
I, I love when I go to school and they say, hey, Lincoln's dad. That's the most powerful thing. That's the most powerful, most beautiful thing those 6, 7-year-old kids can call me. You know why they call me Lincoln's dad?
Because they see you.
Because I've been there 150 days straight.
Absolutely.
That's why.
Yes. You know, like I've had conversations with people, and my daughters have lived basically 3 hours away from me almost their whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember talking to somebody, and they were like, "You see your kids more than I do, and my daddy lives 15 minutes away.
Mm.
You know, I've been watching you for years, and you're a great father."
Oh, that's love. Very intentional. I don't play. I'm not
Man,
playing with my
not at all.
kids.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. You know,
0%. There's 0 fat on this father bone.
no, nothing, nothing. Like,
No.
and like me and my ex haven't been together for decades,
Mhm,
but her family was fully respects me
mhm, mhm.
because they know I put the work in.
Yeah,
You know, um, wow, this was a dope ass conversation though, bro. Like,
yeah.
as usual, man. Like you're a deep individual.
I don't know how deep, but hey, deep enough for you to say that. How about that?
Yo, who's up and coming in boxing?
Who's up and coming?
Yeah,
Up and coming. Up and
somebody I should look out for.
I like the Davis brothers. They signed the top rank. I like them. Keyshawn Davis and his brother. More
Mhm,
so Keyshawn Davis,
mhm.
but yeah, Keyshawn Davis. He's on his way. Keyshawn Davis. I
Okay,
like him.
I keep
I
an
like
eye
him a
out
lot.
for him.
I definitely like
Uh,
him a lot.
what's my boy name? Last name O'Quinn out of Detroit. He just won a couple of. It was like last week
Mm.
ago.
I'm glad he won.
Yeah, yeah. It was like he's like 15-1 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, doing fucking fabulous, man. Making good moves. His brother used to box too, but they just really are, just good people.
Right.
And that's one thing, man. You love to see, the people that are doing the right things.
Right.
Well, I say our people that are doing the right. I mean, I like to see anybody doing the right thing,
Mhm.
but more specifically the young brothers. You
Yeah,
know,
we would, and we also and you know what I had to understand?
what's that?
There's no discrimination in heaven or wherever the paradise or whatever you have. So I had to learn that integrity is is the first pillar to God.
Hmm.
I had to learn that. I really had to learn that because I was the guy. Let me tell you, man. Shit, I would curse a white boy out in a second. You know what I mean? No, I'm being honest. I'm being honest, man. And I only want to be honest. I only want people to go back and be like, man, this man really grew. And everything is time stamped. I mean,
Yeah.
you can see my growth, flaws and all. And it's integrity. I realized that. I learned that, and when I learned that,
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you when I learned that with the Oscar De La Hoya when Golden Boy, one of Golden Boy's employees, um, did emails and called Al Heyman a black Hitler and used the N word. And so I made it my point to go get him, Golden Boy. Right? I made it my
Hmm.
point. I spent money. I spent time. I end up ultimately interviewing Oscar for a hot second, less than a minute.
Hmm.
That video got 2,000 views. I got commentary in the videos that do 100,000 views sometimes. I look to my left, I look to my right, I look behind me. There's no black person with me.
Hmm.
So I'm going to instill that integrity in my last name, which are my beautiful kids. And that's what I had to learn. I do believe I have to create opportunities, and I'm always going to um I always want to be an asset to black men. Always. Always. Forever and ever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. You know? And I also know that integrity trumps that. And when you have people, when you have a team of integrity around you, it it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And I had to learn it the hard way, because all these black people on the internet, all
Mm.
these black people in real life, all these black fighters, you know what they did? They ignored me. It was 2017 or 2018, I think it was. May, Malcolm X's birthday. I spent Malcolm X's birthday in the DMV. It was May 19th, 2018 on a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. And I said, I came home and I'm like, man, this video gonna do 100,000 views. No one supported the work.
So let me get so somebody on De La Hoya's team sent Al Heyman some fucked up emails, basically.
They didn't know, they sent it to themselves, but because they were on trial, they were exhibits on trial.
Oh, and they were talking about Al Heyman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. My assumption is, from your standpoint, none of that is true about Al Heyman.
I mean, he's definitely not a black Hitler. Hell no.
Okay. All
No.
right.
Who is? Like, who is? Come on, man. You're not killing 6.6 mil. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no.
Whatever it is, whatever millions it is. I don't
No,
know what
you're not.
exact number it is, but
And nobody at all. Just
no one supported. No one supported me. They said good job in the comment section to the 2,000 or 3,000 people that did it. That video probably got 75 comments on it. And then that's when I realized this pro-black, this woke shit was a myth, man. I said, holy shit. Shit is a myth. Shit is fake. Because guess what? Our greatest talents sign their talents away when they're already multimillionaires. If a man is worth $50 million and signs with somebody else, why? There's no need to sign with nobody and you're worth $50 million. Nobody. I said there's a difference between signing and being partners with somebody.
Yeah.
Absolute, completely different. I don't get it. We celebrate people signing. Oh, he signed to go to Yale. Oh, he signed to go work at Fox. Oh, he signed a boxing deal.
I think that we as a community have to untrain ourselves, well, retrain ourselves to reward greatness that's not associated with entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
There have been too many of our leaders, Malcolm X would be one of them, who were taken from us, and as a community, we did not honor their commitment and their
Right.
legacy by taking care of their families.
Boom. There it is. There it is. There it is. And I wanted to, because we have Cash App now, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to start a campaign for Malcolm X's daughters. But she never responded back. You know, I still want to start a campaign. You know, I think everyone is accountable.
Yeah.
Everyone should send $5 a month.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I think that we have to, and therein lies the rub. Like I see people that are activists now that, you know, get death threats.
You're not an activist if you sign with Cadillac. You're not an activist.
I'm not saying anything about signing with Cat. I'm just saying regular folks.
Oh, sure.
That have put themselves in positions where harm could literally happen to them as a result of them sticking up for us, and they should be able to. They shouldn't get rich off of it, but there should be a space where that's a goal for the next generation. You know what? I want to lead our people.
Yeah. It's not the money. It's the immaturity and the ignorance that you do with the money.
Yeah.
Because there are people who are millionaires that are actually just busting their balls. You know, look at Dick Gregory in the 60s. You know, he did an absolute phenomenal job. You know, he did what he thought was the best he could do. He actually spent 50 days in jail, you know. So he's made great sacrifices. Rest in peace to Dick Gregory, you know. And I think Malcolm X woke him up. Malcolm X woke Dick Gregory up when he said, Where in other communities do you see the comedians, the athletes as leaders? It woke Dick Gregory up. Trust me.
Hmm.
So he was talking directly to Dick Gregory. So I think that um it's not the money. It's again goes back to, are you capable of solving the equation? Gangbangers, how do they solve the equation? They rob, steal, and kill. How do activists solve the equation? They go buy Bentleys, chains. They build a bigger than life persona, and I respect the people that can make the millions and still work in the community. There are people like that who are
Yeah.
highly successful. You know who else like that? Mr. and Mrs. Jones and Checks and Balances. Highly successful, highly intellectual. And guess what they do? They serve their purpose with millions of dollars in the bank. This ain't no poor righteous teachers with the dreads with the bald spot in the middle. This ain't that type of show.
I love that. And that's exactly my point. Like
Mm-hmm.
that should be they should be goals,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately goals, it's the bar has been set so low in a lot of
Right.
aspects.
Right. Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
and I don't want to, I've come across, like, I interviewed a brother last week, yeah, Ashton Burrell out of Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
just a really good person, doing a lot of shit for his community. He's been doing it since he was in high school. Not, now he got his master's. He hasn't stopped. Hasn't made him the richest person on the planet, but my guess is he'll probably end up really doing really well for himself. But he's going to always give back because he felt that it was a duty because somebody did that duty for him.
Right. Right.
He would be the prime example.
If you align with your purpose, you're gonna be doing a lot of giving.
Yeah, yeah. And giving ain't easy, bruh.
Mm.
The giving is not easy because you're not gonna get a lot in return from the people that you give to.
Well, you're giving unattached to your purpose. Then
I think everybody,
the return is the gift, man. Think about that. No, before you speak, think about that.
it's supposed to be.
The return is the gift. The fact that you can give, you had to have the return to get the gift.
Yeah,
That's
but
it. That's it. That's it.
it taking out the humanity of it, though. It's that's so black and white. Because if you give, let's say you give your neighbor a cup of sugar every year for 10 years, and they never even say hello to you when they come outside the house. At some point, you're gonna be like, man, I've been giving this motherfucker sugar every day for 10 years, and you can't even say thank you.
I remember having a conversation with Mr. Villalobos. He's a very wealthy Republican that graduated from my college, Whittier College.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he says the only reason why we talk about taxes is because it gives us something to talk about. The only reason you should be having that conversation, if at all,
Mm-hmm.
is because you got nothing else to talk about. If you're having a conversation with a person who's mad, that angry because they're giving,
Mm-hmm.
they're giving with intentions of just giving, then it's not a conversation that can end. It's not a conversation that absolutely has growth, because I don't give.
Mm-hmm.
Loaning and giving are two different things,
Mm-hmm.
If you're giving somebody something, why are you attached to that give? That's the selfishness in you. You should not be attached
Facts.
to something that you give.
That's true.
So I think that's the flaws in us.
Yeah.
That's us not being attached to our purpose. That's in all of us.
Yeah.
That's in all you see. You're talking to a 44-year-old man now. You're not talking. And at 27, we would have that same conversation for 2.5 hours. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, that motherfucker ain't never paid me back, man. Every week I give her son this, and she don't even. I'm not even dealing with that shit, man. I'm not even. Yeah, I'm giving because I've been blessed. That's it. The
That's some
blessing
real
is in
shit.
the bless is in the giving. And I know it.
That's some real shit. You have definitely elevated way past beyond my petty.
Mm.
Although I'm getting better, I'm learning that way more now. Probably in the last couple of years, than that's definitely been a huge uh, growth cycle for me mentally in the last couple of years. Probably the more so in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I am truly, truly, because I used to give and not necessarily expect anything consciously, but apparently subconsciously, I had something attached to that give.
Mm-hmm.
So you're absolutely right, and I had to let go of that, because the only person that ended up frustrated is me, because that
Yeah.
person got what they wanted from you,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the only one angry because that person didn't do X, Y, or Z, when really that person wasn't supposed to do X, Y, or Z. I
Yeah.
had attached an expectation that they weren't even aware of.
Right.
So that's some real shit, Fred.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have learned a lot today, bro.
Oh man.
As usual. Come on, man. You're a smart guy.
I appreciate that. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Well, shit, you earned it, bro.
Mhm.
And if nobody else tells you today, bro, I'm proud of you.
Oh, that's love. You might be the first and only, and that's okay. But my son tells me he's proud of me in so many words, and he tells me he loves me. He calls me a superhero. And yeah, I'm about to go play superhero as soon as we get off of this. And it's it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to be a father. It's
Man,
a blessing to be a real father, like a real time father, man.
yes.
You know what I mean? I don't just the sacrifices in there. Like I purposely do my show at 7:30 to keep to hold myself accountable to my household. You know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
intentionally put these things in space because um if not, I don't know. I mean, I'm an accountable person, but I'm glad that I'm wise enough. I'm glad I'm wise enough to know prevention is better than the cure.
Man, it's 1,000% true.
Mhm.
And if y'all not hip, his show is Barbershop Conversations. Like just it's fucking everywhere. Just look in the sky. It will be like
It's a
the
bird
bat
of
sign.
plane, Yeah. Checks and Balances dot movie, y'all. May 19th, the film of the year, the most important film that you should watch. And we got Charleston White, uh, one of the more polarizing men on the internet. You have Kathleen Bradley, the most beautiful Kathleen Bradley, Miss Parker from Friday. Jerome Roe Brooks, y'all know him from the Have and the Have Nots. I know you've seen him. We got Liz LaFournette from Natalie, who plays Natalie in Bruh. She's in all 10 episodes of the first season. What a great cast for them to accept this challenge, man. I'm forever grateful to all the people who accepted this challenge with me. And I can't wait to share it with the world. May 19th, 8:30. 8:29 actually Malcolm X was born, but it's probably I think it'll let me go in at 8:30. So it's
Mhm.
actually 8:29. So we'll do it like that. And yeah, man, thank you for having me on your platform, man. And
Oh, it's an honor, bro.
yeah, hopefully I have another film by the end of the year, you know what I mean, or early next year,
Yeah,
where
I'm
we can do
certain
it
of it.
where we can do it over again,
And don't it's okay. You can call me up for a non-speaking part. I won't I
Ah,
won't screw up the
facts,
movie.
facts, 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 facts. I'm with all that. I got you.
All right, man. On that note, man, it has been an honor and a privilege, man. Go help your son with his homework.
Absolutely.
And you have a good one, bro. And thank you.
Likewise. All the time,
And,
Job.
and hey, if you want anybody, you want anybody else from the movie to come on, Charleston White, to come on and
Okay,
promote the movie.
for sure. Yeah, yeah. Shit, if you didn't let me talk, why you gonna have him on? Shit.
Oh yeah, that might be.
Yeah, shit. If you ain't gonna let me talk about the Nation of Islam, shit. Shit. You later.
It's
Yeah.
oh story. All right, man. On that note, man, let's get up out of here, man. Appreciate you, bro.
It's all love, man. Love you,
Peace
man.
out.
Appreciate
Have a
y'all
good one.
all the time, dog. Thank you.
No doubt.